Welcome back to Wigs with Scarlett. Today I'm doing an educational video on human hair wigs and silicone coating. This is a very important video for those of you that wear human hair or are considering wearing human hair, so you don't want to miss all about what silicone coating is, how silicone coating affects your wig, and how to add silicone back into that human hair wig. If this is something that is of interest to you, stay tuned, it's coming right up. So first things first, let's talk about why human hair wigs are coated in silicone, where they get coated in silicone, and what it does to your wig. So this is a human hair wig that was custom colored by the amazing Danny Russo of Milano. This is a wig she, so it is a budget-friendly wig, but very high quality for budget-friendly. I do know for a fact that the hair is cutically aligned and it is decent hair. The only difference between a wig she as a budget brand and a premium brand with the hair is the way it air dries. It does dry with quite a bit of frizz, but you know, my bio hair has frizz, so not a big deal. So it is high quality budget hair, let's just say that. So let's talk about this wig she. When I first got the wig she, before I had it custom colored, it was all this coppery color in the front. The whole wig was the copper color in the front. And when I wore it out of the box, it was silky. It didn't tangle at all. It kept a curl amazingly well. And then I sent it off for custom color. And when your wig gets custom colored, it's gonna be washed multiple times. Just be aware of that because sometimes they might have to adjust the color. Sometimes they have to do multiple processes. Usually they're gonna have to do more than one process of color. And so you're looking at anywhere from, 2 to 6 washes when you get custom color done. When she came back, I was absolutely obsessed with the color because, I mean, look at it. My God, is this gorgeous color or what? But I noticed the texture of the hair had changed significantly. And I knew why it changed, but a lot of women don't know why. And that is what I'm here for. I am a teacher by trade. I'm a high school English teacher. And so education is incredibly important to me. And so in my wig wearing journey, I want to share all the education that I learned. It is very important for you to understand if you're wearing human hair, anywhere from the budget, the budget, high-end budget brands, all the way up to your premium luxury brands, they are all coated in silicone. And they're not coated in silicone by the brands you're buying them from unless you're buying directly from overseas. The human hair brands in the US and in the UK and wherever else they might be, most of them buy wigs from China or India. That's where the majority of them come from. And then they customize the wig. So this wig was bought directly from an overseas vendor, Wig she. Wig she is a Chinese vendor. And I loved the way the cap fit. I loved the quality of the cap. I loved the look of the wig, but I needed it customized. So I decided to customize it myself. But a lot of wigs that you buy from brands in the US like Stacked or Highline or places like that, they buy their wigs from a Chinese vendor and then they customize those wigs before you buy them. They customize the hairline, they customize the color and what have you to make them absolutely stunningly gorgeous, and then you buy from them. It doesn't change the fact that all of these wigs, let me say this, 99% of these wigs are silicone coated from the vendors overseas. And I don't even think that the human hair brands in the US or UK or wherever even know, which ones are silicone coated and which ones aren't. Because it's something that's done in the Chinese and Indian factories when they do the hair. What does silicone coating do for your wig? Well, it makes your wig feel like the most amazing hair you've ever had in your life. It makes the hair silky. It makes the hair soft. It makes the hair not even tangle at the nape at all. I mean, you put it on and you're like, oh my God, this hair is perfection. It doesn't tangle. It keeps its style. It's so soft and so smooth. Well, that is because of the silicone coating. The problem is silicone coatings do not last forever. Now, Jason Archer, who wrote the book Wig Life, who is a good friend of mine and who I also believe is not only a wig genius, but an incredibly humble and wonderful person, He's a wig genius. He makes his own wigs, but he also knows all about the wigs from overseas, and he knows pretty much anything and everything. He knows a lot of tips and tricks that most wig artists and wig brands and wig makers don't know, because he's done all of this. He's kind of a scientist, a mad scientist of hair. He's done all this trial and error to learn these things. And what he did, which is so incredible, is he shared a lot of these tricks with us in his book, Wig Life. So if you don't have the book, and he does a lot with synthetics as well, whether you wear synthetics or human hair, if you don't have his book, you need to get it, because he will save you a lot of money and a lot of pain and tribulations with your wigs. He will help your wigs last much longer, and he will give you tips and tricks to keep your wigs feeling soft and beautiful the way they came when they were new. I've noticed before discovering Jason and his tips and tricks that even my highest end luxury hair, the texture changes after washing it. It just tangles more, it gets frizzy, and it gets the static in it and all kinds of stuff. It doesn't style the same. It's not even a matter of if it's budget or luxury, because it happens to all of them. And I know it's because of the silicone coating, but a lot of wig wearers just don't know this. What I've learned, when I originally discovered silicone coating, I didn't know there was any way to add silicone back into the wig. I knew you could add some silicone into synthetics using like simply styling, but with human hair, it's too porous, and I did not think you could add silicone back into your wigs, your human hair wigs. But because of Jason, you can. And the silicone coating is said to last approximately 12 washes. Now, I've noticed that with wig sheet, after, I'm not sure how many times it was washed when it was colored, but after the color process, the texture completely changed. With my human hair wig brand that I own multiple human hair wig brands from luxury to budget. I've noticed a change in just a couple washes, to be honest with you. So we don't know exactly. I mean, he says they'll last about 12. Now, with the procedure that I'm going to do today, it should last about 12 washes, which is a very long time, because we don't wash our human hair wigs like we wash our bio hair, because they don't have oil like a scalp. So we only need to wash them every 10 to 15 wears. I try to wait as long as possible to wash mine, to be honest with you. So I'm going to do this procedure today of adding silicone coating back into a human hair wig, but I am not going to give you the specific recipe. And the reason for that is I think everybody should buy Jason's book. I think he's an amazing human being. I think the book is worth its weight in gold, and I think everyone should have it. And so I don't want to give out secrets that are in that book, because everyone should buy it. So what you can do is you can see my process today without the recipe, and then you will need to buy Jason's book to get the recipe, just so you know. There is a specific recipe. He even tells you where you can buy the silicone coating from a specific retailer, and exactly how to add this back into your wig. So we're going to get started. I'm going to get my mixture ready, and we're going to add silicone back into this baby so she is silky and tangle free once again. So here I am getting my mixture ready. Remember, there is a specific recipe that is in Jason Archer's book, Wig Life. And after I get the mixture ready, I am going to shampoo the wig. I'm not going to condition it. You want to make sure that you're carefully measuring specific amounts. Now I am shampooing my wig, and I use a spray bottle to get the shampoo on there evenly, clean the cap. I already did the cap. I'm not showing the whole cleaning process, but I am shampooing, no conditioner. Now I'm going to use a thermometer to make sure to heat up the mixture to just 110 Celsius. Don't want to go higher than that, so you should have it on low heat. And after I get the temperature to where it needs to be, I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to move my pot to another burner that is not on. And I am going to take the wig that has been recently shampooed and submerge it into the mixture. I'm going to make sure that I stir it just a few times, very gently, not a lot. I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes, but this is what it looks like in the pot. And it's just sitting in that warm 110 degree water. Set that timer. And once the timer starts, again, you want to just push it around the water very gently, maybe 2 or 3 times throughout the 10 minutes. We don't want to stir it a lot or stir it too vigorously. Now, this is important. When you're done after the 10 minutes, you do not want to rinse the coating off, and you do not want to condition the wig. You're just going to take the wig out of the silicone mixture. You're going to leave that mixture on the wig, and you're going to towel it dry, get the obviously squeeze out water carefully, and then you're going to towel dry to get the excessive water out. And you want to make sure, as I've done in some of my other tutorials, that you dry the cap. Make sure you put knot sealer on the knots on the lace portion, and then fully dry that cap. Now, you can use a regular blow dryer to dry the cap. I like using this drying mannequin head because it dries it faster and more evenly. I'm putting knot sealer on there, then I'm going to dry it on the mannequin head. And after the cap is dry, we're not talking about the hair being dry, just the cap. So I leave it on there for about 5 minutes. Once it's dry, we're going to take it off that mannequin head and put it on an open wig stand where it has free-flowing air. So I wanted to wear her after doing the silicone coating, and so I wore her all day today at work, which was actually work went late, so I wore about 9 hours. One thing I can note after the silicone is that the styling is much better. It's keeping a curl beautifully like it did when it was new, and it was not keeping a curl at all before doing the silicone coating. So that is thumbs up for me. I also want to note that I did a lot of finger combing while she was air drying because I was paranoid about tangling. And apparently you're not supposed to touch it. So you're supposed to put it on your wig stand and let it air dry after you dry the cap. And you're not supposed to try to get the tangles out, anything like that. And I did not listen to that step. So with that in mind, I will say that she did still tangle some at the nape after doing the silicone, but she tangled less. Definitely tangled less, wasn't as good as when she was brand new where she didn't tangle at all. But I still think that the process was worth it for the way it's styling now. I mean, look at these waves, they didn't come out all day. And also for, definitely less tangling. I need to try it again with, it'd probably be a different wig because I'm not gonna wash this one for a while, without touching it and letting it dry without any finger combing, because I do think Jason said it's supposed to cure on the wig. You're supposed to let that silicone coating cure. You're not supposed to touch it. So that was my error. So I want to say the wig is definitely a lot better than it was before the coating. And I kind of screwed up one of the steps. So I would urge anyone that's going to do this to not touch it, let it air dry, and work on the combing after it's dry. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you guys next time. And don't forget to subscribe.